Hey guys, Jonathan here. Wanted to take a couple of minutes and put together a video doing a demo of the Cloud Ahoy app. I was fortunate enough to be able to go up and fly yesterday. Did a discovery flight out of downtown Kansas City Airport. Was able to take my girlfriend with me kind of as a tour of downtown Kansas City. I'll be putting together a video debriefing more of her experience and what it's like to take family and loved ones with you as part of your flying, and how it is to get them involved. We'll have that hopefully out in a week or so. But in the meantime, I kind of wanted to just put together a quick video showing this Cloud Ahoy app. Cloud Ahoy is a debrief recorder that I ran on my iPad. You can run it on Android devices, cell phones, and it just kind of takes the GPS information and records everything. And I'm really almost surprised by how encompassing the information you can get just by recording that GPS information. So you get a really complete debrief of your flight. Right now it's got a free trial out, and that's all I'm using. I will be going ahead and purchasing the app. I'm impressed with it enough after one flight that I definitely know I don't want to fly without it. But there's an opportunity with the release of 5.0 to try it out for free. And so I just want to encourage you guys, since it is a free trial and you can just go in and download it, to give it a shot. Cloud Ahoy does a really good job of showing you on YouTube different videos of how to use the app, so I don't really want to go into it that much. I just wanted to show you kind of briefly what Cloud Ahoy is capable of doing when, again, I just took this up and used it for the first time, and I'm already debriefing and putting up a video for you guys, so obviously you can see it's pretty intuitive to get in and use. So the way I have this set up right now is I went ahead and imported a YouTube video of the front camera from the flight. It's a little bit of a hassle to have to use a YouTube video to pull up, but I've already seen the reason for that is so that any device that you log into Cloud Ahoy on will have access to that video. It kind of uses it as a cloud. So for that reason, it's actually pretty convenient once you have a video uploaded to YouTube. It's just that you have to do that extra step to be able to get to it. So I have the YouTube video, and over the top of it, I've overlaid a 2D map just showing ground track and showing the wind vectors. I kind of like that because it'll show you how the wind might affect how you've gone off of navigation if you did. I have the 3D map up here to show the actual height of the glide slope coming in. It's a lot easier to manipulate the map on a touchscreen device like an iPad than with my laptop here, but it's still pretty nice to be able to have that functionality. And then over the top of my video, I overlaid the glass cockpit. It's just a really nice way to be able to easily see the numbers like your airspeed, altimeter, and the your feet per minute that you're descending during the landing. So I pulled that stuff up, and it really kind of helped make things look pretty clear to me. Stuff that during the landing, like I said, it's been a little while since I've been up in the air, and so it was nice to have this information available when I went and rewatched the video, because things that I thought I remembered feeling that we're coming in kind of fast and kind of steep, by the time you look at the information on the screen, it kind of turns out that it really wasn't so much. And a lot of it just comes down to my inexperience being up in the air. Just to show you the runway map, it's a displaced runway. If you look here on AirNav, you'll see that it's displaced almost 700 feet. And that played a little bit of trick on my eyes because I'm definitely not used to that. Haven't ever come in on this runway before. And so, in addition, I just want to note that the elevation is 743 feet. What I was able to do to sync my video was I was able to wait on my video right to the touchdown point, pause it there, and then go in and find the altitude of 744 feet is actually the number I ended up with, but got to 744 feet. Once my altitude matched the time of the landing, I synced it up, and then the landing was synced. And there is a little bit of an issue. The YouTube video plays at a slightly different rate, ever so slightly, than what the Cloud Ahoy plays at. So once the landing was synced, my takeoff was off by a couple of seconds. But over a 25-minute period of the whole flight, that's fairly negligible. It makes things a little bit more complicated if you're really trying to pinpoint some of your numbers. But it's really easy to resync the video if you're just wanting to look at a segment like I'm doing here. So to go ahead and start the landing. So one of the things I did note, I went and calculated, the instructor wanted us to land at about 70 knots. And so to calculate the descent rate that we needed, it actually needs to be somewhere around 385 feet per minute. Depending on which calculation you use, if you use a quick calculation or not, anywhere between 350 and 400. And so there were some times where we're descending into the on final that you'll see we're, like right now, we're getting significantly above that. And it was really kind of strange to we're descending, we're dropping at 600 feet per minute, and airspeed's up, and I'm trying to scrub some airspeed so that we can get the flaps down, and kind of trying to rush to get to a stabilized flight. Again, if you're flying more often, I'm sure everything's going to feel way more familiar. As somebody who's a new student pilot that hadn't been up in a little while, it definitely felt like we were trying to cram a whole bunch of things into a little bit of time. We're going to make the turn here for a second. Again, you can see on the 2D map how it's just kind of tracking overhead how we are. When I went to make the turn, because the wind was pushing us just a little bit, I overturned it just a hair and got a little past 20 degrees for a second. And when we came out of that, we did get a little bit of the stall horn. I don't know if that's so much a factor of the turn or the wind, but I know we need to try to keep those turns a little shallower, especially with flaps down. In a second, I'm playing on nose down here, and I do want to pause it. So here's a good spot where you can see the displacement of the runway. Being unfamiliar, this kind of played some tricks with my eyes, and it was part of the reason why I felt like we were coming in awfully steep and fast. Is it kind of felt like we needed to be getting closer to being down, but really you can see the indicated touchdown point still way out here, and the back of the 4-box VASI is parallel to that point. So even though the threshold's here, really the touchdown point's farther out. So as we drop down and get a little bit closer to doing our round out, everything kind of starts coming in. We've been on glide slope actually. The speed is okay. Our altitude is pretty good. We're lined up, and as we round out, we were actually finally stall the plane and settle out here just short of the touchdown point. And so what was interesting is how I felt about everything. I felt that we had come in so steep and so fast that it was really, we'd overshot everything. But in truth be told, we came up just a little bit short of the indicated touchdown point. So it's just a clear indicator of some of the things that I need to have in my head going further. Really cool to have the opportunity with the Cloud Ahoy app to put together all that information. And next time I go up in the air, I'll be a lot more present of looking up runway displacement, looking up touchdown points, and be part of the keys that I'm going to have to learn to pick up on when doing an approach, and learning that where my time and speed are to be able to get on glide slope and be able to fly the plane in. So It seemed to be a very valuable tool. I've flown with it once, I've done one debrief, and I've already learned quite a bit. So it's definitely something I plan on not flying without anymore. It's something I'm going to definitely get the subscription for. And with the free trial, I definitely recommend you guys giving it a chance, playing around with it. It can do an awful lot depending on how you want to do it. I personally like being able to break down the videos quite a bit, and it's probably how I'm going to use it. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video at least somewhat helpful. I appreciate you guys checking it out. Hope you have a good rest of the day, and we will talk to you again very soon.